And we're back here again. First thing I'd like to say before I get into the video is my channel has just hit over 10,000 total upload views, which means you guys have watched collectively all my videos over 10,000 times, and different people looking at them, which is really impressive to me. Surprised that many of you can get through my foolishness and other shenanigans. But you know, seriously though, I really do appreciate that. It gives me a lot of energy to keep rolling forward and pumping out videos. And always, of course, remember, you know, anyone has any questions or ideas or wants reviews, anything particular, always, you know, feel free to let me know and I'll try to get to those. Also been getting loads of channel comments recently, and I really appreciate that, guys. I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the views, but most of all, I appreciate the channel comments. It's very awesome to engage with you guys and kind of needle down the issues and really pick the things apart, or just get to know you guys better and become more cohesive as a community, come together as that RPG family, which is really something that I really enjoy doing. And I'm rolling like 6, 7, 8 pages deep in comments on like most of my recent videos, which is very awesome. Of course, I'm always going to hit you guys back, you know, on the comments, and feel free to write whatever you like. You know, I don't care if people disagree with me. I don't, you know, care at all about that sort of stuff. I just like to keep the conversation rolling. Before I get into the video, you know, I just want to give a few shout outs, a few plugs for people's channels. These are guys that are, you know, newly started out. A few of them I've given plugs to before, a few of them I haven't. But let me start off with Winmark. Go check his channel out. Master of Flowers, Bubba. I think I've given him a few plugs before, but go check Bubba's stuff out. Really a great poster. So definitely go check his stuff out. BG Trachea. I just butchered that, brother. I'm sorry. So go check him out. Roll for Damage. I think that's the Geeker Days. I think that's your other channel, Roll for Damage. Check him out. Raging Demons RPG. Check his stuff out. I just subbed up him today. He's got some cool videos, some different takes. And anyone else out there, you know, a lot of times you guys will be, my subscribers are contributing, and you might just start posting videos. I just might not find out, you know, so always feel free to just hit me a line and, you know, keep me in the loop of what's going on, because I'll check your videos out. I'll tell you about what I think. I'll give you likes. I'll, you know, promote you if you want promotions. I'm happy to give people, particularly the people that are my subscribers, particularly the people that you're leaving me loads of comments. I'm happy to help, you know, support you guys and hopefully get some cross-pollination between subscribers, because, you know, just keep making the thing bigger, keep making us all healthier is a very cool deal. But what I want to talk about today are some Game Master notes, some Game Master advice, you understand, and that is put together very simply: delegate. That's right. These things that Game Masters often completely forget. You do not have to do everything yourself. You don't. And you just tell the players, you will do this, and they go, I don't want to do that. You will do it, or no more game for you. Just roll hard on that monkey ass, and they'll fall in the line immediately. First of all, I see Game Masters all the time fumbling furiously around, bumping their screens over or whatever. I hate screens. I don't use them at all. But what Game Masters do, and it gets almost to the point of patheticness when combat starts, the Game Master is literally trying to do 19 billion things at the same time. Don't. Tell your players you're on the initiative. Have one of the players sit there and write an initiative and give them like 100 more experience points. Here. Thank you. It is well worth the investment. The players usually are XP whores anywhere and are happy to do whatever they can to get a few more numbers on their character sheets in those fashions. You know, particularly if it's one of your lower XP players, or they can keep together, you know, some secretary and stuff for you, bonus them some experience points. Or, you know, I don't know, if you use an equal experience point system, I don't know what exactly you do for them, but I don't know, let them keep coming to the game, I guess, you know. However, you need to phrase it. But people do like incentives, and when you incentivize people, they're more likely to do these sort of things for you. But just throw a bunch of numbers at them. Okay, my initiatives are bam, 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 bam. Often I don't even roll initiative. I just like, okay, my characters go on these numbers, write those numbers down. You know, it might be like, you know, if I had 20 monsters, 22 to 1, you know. And I'll throw in, you know, like 2 numbers in there they're not going on. I'll be like, okay, take 17 and 4 out. and they just boom right down, and then the players roll their initiatives. I'm not gonna roll 20 times, I don't care about that. I'll just figure out where I want them to be, or I might roll an honest initiative. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And of course, that's a game master prerogative. Make these things easier on you. It doesn't matter where they go, particularly if the players have a chance to beat them. And unless you have some obscurely ridiculous initiative characters, and I've seen a few tweaky min-maxers that are getting like, I don't know, more than a +10 bonus to initiative. I usually am a low dex guy, so my initiative bonus, if I have one, it's usually nothing or -1, or if I have like a +1, I'm happy. I do think improved initiative is an awesome feat, having seen how awesome it can be against game masters. Delegate that. Make your players do things that are going to make the game easier for you. Make your players order the food if you guys are ordering food. Make your players drive out and get the food. Just give them money, or if you're depending on how your group runs, they'll just buy you stuff, or however your deal runs. Don't leave the house. Don't leave the game store, wherever you're running. Let the players handle all that. You can use that 30-minute break or whatever to just really correct anything in terms of, okay, they've gone over here and doing something you're not really expecting, so you can quickly look at some notes, pull up a monster manual, or pull up a campaign setting, and go through and dig out some additional information. They come back, they're going to be happy that you spent that 20 minutes not in the car with them, but doing work, so that they can have a more fluid, easy transition for the next half of your game. Treasure is another one. I wrote a couple of quick notes here now. I actually grabbed them. Treasure, I don't bother with that at all. I'll just have one of my players. And I guess if you have players that like cheat and are just ridiculous, you probably shouldn't have them in your game. But maybe you don't let that person, if you're some reason to let him play, don't let him keep the treasure. But just on your honest players, say, all right, you start describing out whatever kind of treasure there's. If there's a lot of treasure, if there's like 7 copper coins and a brass ring, you might not really need to have someone keep track of all that in specifics. But when the players are trying to figure out how they're going to divide treasure, I'll just have one of the. I'll read everything off and let so the player has a list, and then they can deal with it instead of coming back to me over and over again. And that's another great way to grab a little extra downtime. When the players are going to be dividing up treasure, which is always fantastically interesting to me, watching how players do that. But those are 3 things specifically that come to mind in terms of how players can help you out. Another way is a player type called the Enforcer. I actually thought about doing a video on it, but I think I could just sort of quickly cover it here. Now, I have no problem. In fact, I enjoy enforcing, yelling at my players, telling them to shut the fuck up, sit back down, play in character, get off their phone, or whatever it is, and, threatening them or whatever. But it's even more enjoyable when one of your other players is doing that to them, and you bonus them out XP when you tell that player, all right, you handle this stuff, and you set the pace and the tone. If I'm playing in your game, and game masters, I've never had a game master who was upset about this, and I'll roll in a game where I don't know anyone, because that's just me, and I will start dressing down people that know each other for years. And the game master, I was like, oh, thank you, that guy's such an asshole, sitting there playing on the computer all night, and I didn't have the guts to say anything to him, and I'm there telling a group of people, get off your computer, you stop doing that, get in the game, let's try to bring it up a notch, just try to pick the pace up and keep running, and being an individual that will be mean when necessary, because you're trying to get the maximum enjoyment you can, the highest level of creativity, the best possible artistic expression out of the game. And if someone all they want to do is play solitaire, they could go somewhere else and do that, or they want to play Brick Breaker or whatever, text on the phone, talk on the phone. That's fine, that's what you're going to do, but you don't need to be there distracting and detracting from everyone else at that time in the game. So I have no patience for people like that, regardless if I've just met them or not. I'll let them know what the deal is, and having a player like that in a group is indispensable to a game, so particularly one who is less direct. So that's another way you can be very helpful with your game master. Tell the players, hey, keep it coming. Another thing I like to do to help game masters out, the game master runs out of the room to grab a drink, use a bathroom or something, and the majority of players right out of character, and they're boom, boom, boom. You don't do that. The game master, man, when you come back and you guys are even deeper into role playing, deeper into characters talking and discussing matters, explaining aspects of their past or personalities to one another. A game master comes back, man, that's going to be just a breath of energy. That game master, like, oh, look how much they care about the game, about the characters, about what I'm putting together here, that they, you know, they're even going to keep it going when I'm not here. And as a game master, when I see that, that's always a big rush for me. You know, rush. It's like that, and that's something that I really enjoy, vibe on, and feed off of. You know, giving the game master energy, figuring all the ways that you can do that, and the game master, in turn, needs to remember you can relinquish control. You don't have to try to control everything, and allow the players to do more, to do their parts. Another thing you could do is turn over control of, you know, extraneous NPCs that are, you know, hirelings, a familiar, a talking, you know, griffin that the players had to have, or whatever it is. Give it to one of the other characters, not the same person who controls. Say if you got a paladin and he's like a talking mount, don't give the mount to the paladin, give it to another player who has good attendance, and say, here you go, you now also play a griffin, and you give them the stats and everything else. It might even be things that you hold back, and you just keep between them, and it gives a great experience, because now the paladin, instead of sitting there and trying to talk to himself, has another player that they could correspond with and pull that player aside to kind of give them even maybe some lowdowns, or you know, how the wizard talk to familiar. 1,000,000,001 additional NPCs that characters try to bring in, leadership feats, familiars, animal companions. All these things can be taxing on a game master, and if you just delegate them out to additional players to handle, particularly if they can handle, you know, one extra thing. And it's not that you have to continuously role play that familiar, but boom, 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 here, there, and there, and it's easier for them to keep track of than you as a game master trying to keep track of that, and a billion other things. Now, there might be a few things you need to hold back, you need to keep together for plot reasons, and you need to kayfabe the players on, but that's a different deal. And it'll let you all the more easily be able to do that, because one of the worst things you can do as a game master goes, I forgot that NPC was there. That would have probably completely changed everyone in the combat. And then the players look at you like, dude, my character just died because your dumbass forgot we had an NPC here. And you go, well, you forgot too. And they go, you know, and it's a bad scene. It's a bad position to be in. And you're going to be way more likely to forget that NPC than player number 4 if they are like, well, I have extra NPC sheet here with some character role-playing notes and such, and then you give them a briefing, give them an explanation of how and what they need to do with that character to render them and bring them across. So those are overall certain things, and I'd love to hear some more comments from all the guys that are wonderful enough to leave comments for me as to what sort of things that you think you can do or can be done for a game master to help that game master out, and as a game master, what sort of things you relinquish unto your players to make the game easier on yourself, and what you delegate. And as a game master, if you completely refuse to delegate, and if a lack of delegation leads to becoming burnt out as a game master, I think that that's one of the big issues. As a game master tries to grab it and put it all on his shoulders, buying the books, reading the modules, reading all the books, lugging all the books there, you know, bringing the dice, bringing character sheets, bringing a computer, all the sort of things the game master has to do. And then there's a lot of things in that mix that you really don't have to do, and you can make it a lot easier on yourself, lighten the load by allowing someone else to step in and pick it up. You don't have to be Atlas. You can just be, you know, a guy who is in charge, and a good leader, a good person who is in charge. And I can tell you this because I've been management my entire career, my entire professional career, you know, since I was 18, I've been management. And I can tell you the key to management is delegation. And the game master is the manager of the group. So remember, figure out where, what, and why you would like to delegate these portions out to the players, because you need to figure out what is going to make the game easier for you for them to handle. And that's been Andrew Wood, and I've been true to the game.